Ethiopia has commemorated the 129th anniversary of the monumental Adwa victory that continues to symbolize African resistance, unity, and self-determination today. The day particularly observed at the Adwa Victory Memorial in Addis Ababa in presence of high-ranking government officials and the diplomatic community based in the capital. In his address at the event, President Taye Atske-Selassie said, "Battle of Adwa brought hope and victory to Africans and all black people across the globe, restoring the human dignity that the colonialists had tried to destroy."
ኢትዮጵያዊነትን ያገዘፈው የአድዋ ድል እና ገድል አስተውሎትና ጥበብን የተላበሰ
The Battle of Adwa brought hope and victory to Africans and all black people across the globe and restored the human dignity that the colonialists had tried to destroy. The victory as a symbol for Africans and all black people that demonstrated the heroism of Ethiopians, especially the strong participation and political wisdom of women. The historical background of Adwa is the power of knowledge and supremacy of ideas.
The president mentioned that the victory at Adwa has still been demonstrated on its children's dedications to Ethiopia's unity and progress, encouraging the current generation to attain comparable successes through hard work. He urged all to ensure that Ethiopia's greatness is maintained by making its efforts to overcome poverty effectively. On the other hand, Ethiopian National Defense Force Chief of Staff Field Marshal Branu Jula has described Adwa as a victory that shattered colonial ambitions and inspired generations. Speaking at the celebration held at Adwa Victory Memorial, Field Marshal Branu said, "The victory of Adwa was not just a military triumph but also a victory that forced the collapse of the sinister plans laid out at the Berlin Conference to divide Africa." According to him, Adwa was a defining moment for Africa, proving that the continent could resist foreign domination and assert its sovereignty. The victory of Adwa that made Ethiopia a beacon of freedom and inspired colonized people across the globe to fight for their independence, he noted.
የኢትዮጵያውያን ድል አድራጊነት በቅኝ ተገዥነትና በባርነት ቀንበር ስር በነበሩት ጥቁር ሕዝቦች ዘንድ ከፍተኛ ደስታ ከመፍጠሩም በላይ
The victory at Adwa forces the world to recognize that all human beings are equal, and it instilled a sense of pride and self-confidence among black people everywhere. The triumph also served as a powerful lesson to colonized people that even seemingly invincible oppressors could be defeated through courage and unity.
The Field Marshal also pointed out that the battle demonstrated the power of unity as Ethiopians from all walks of life set aside their differences to defend their homeland under the leadership of Emperor Minlik II, and he called on the current generation to draw lessons from Adwa and continue the legacy of resistance and patriotism.
እኛ የአድዋ ጀግኖች ልጆች እና የልጅ ልጆች የሆነን የአዲሱ ትውልድ አባላት
From Adwa we must learn to love our flag, our country, and to uphold our national interests. The Battle of Adwa, fought on March 1, 1896, saw Ethiopian forces decisively defeat Italian colonial troops, making Ethiopia the first African nation to successfully resist European colonization. As Ethiopia commemorates this historic victory, the legacy of Adwa continues to resonate, reminding Africans of their capacity to overcome adversity and chart their own destiny. Adwa stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of resistance and the unyielding pursuit of freedom that defines Ethiopia and the African continent.
Former African Union Commission Chairperson Musa Faki Mohammed, on his part, underscored that the Battle of Adwa was not simply a military victory, but it was a victory for African self-determination and a victory for the dignity of black people.
We must remember that Adwa was not simply a military victory. It was a victory for African self-determination, a victory for the dignity of our people, and more importantly, a victory for the idea that Africa can chart its own destiny, free from the interference of foreign powers. This year's African Union's theme is justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations. The Battle of Adwa also ignited a global demand for justice, dignity, and reparation for Africans and people of African descent. Adwa reminds us that resistance is necessary and compels us to confront the unfinished business of history, the debt owed to Africans and the diaspora for the injustices suffered.
The Battle of Adwa, which took place 129 years ago, marked a major triumph for Ethiopians against Italian colonial forces, confirming Ethiopia as the first African nation to successfully resist European colonization.